personal attorney Jay Sekulow defending reports that the president's legal team is investigating potential conflicts in special counsel Bob Mueller's probe. Let's bring in Republican Congressman Buddy Carter of Georgia. He sits on the Energy and Commerce Committee. Representative, thanks so much for joining me. Let's get right to it. As you know, on Friday, the New York Times reported, quote, that President Trump's lawyers and aides are looking for conflicts of interest they could use to discredit the investigation or even build a case to fire Mr. Mueller or get some members of his team recused. Where do you sit on this? Are you comfortable with it?
Well, first of all, I don't think that general counsel was needed. I don't think a special prosecutor was needed. However, I will tell you that everything I've heard about Robert Mueller has been just ideal. I mean, he has obviously had a very distinguished career and seems to be a very upstanding man. But it is concerning when you surround yourself with so many political allies of the Democrats, of the opposition party. And that obviously raises flags with us and raises flags with the administration, raises flags with the majority party in Congress. But whatever the case may be, what we have to do is let the facts lead us where they may. You know, facts are stubborn things, but we have to follow the facts and let them lead us where they may.
How many do you believe of your colleagues feel the same way you do, that you have respect for Bob Mueller, the man, his integrity, but you're just concerned about the environment, if you will?
Well, I think a lot of them, and the majority of the majority party, I would say, feels that way. You know, it's not about Bob Mueller. It's about who he surrounded himself with. I mean, look, you've got supporters of Hillary Clinton. You've got supporters of the Democratic Party. That's obviously not the ideal situation. What you want is a bipartisan or nonpartisan participation here, and that's what the American people want, and that's what the American people deserve.
But ultimately, sir, if it is Bob Mueller who is the one who's representing the investigation and it's through the prism of his eyes ultimately that things get put out there, what do you think would happen if the president does take action to fire him or discredit the investigation? Do you think GOP members of Congress would stand by him?
Well, that's to be seen. Look, we could sit here and speculate all day, but the bottom line is that this is keeping us off of our game and keeping us off of our focus. We have got big issues in this country. We need to be focused on health care. We need to be focused on tax reform and on infrastructure and getting the economy started again. Let's get this over with. Let the facts lead us where they may, and let's start concentrating on the things that the American people elected us to do.
And Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff on the other side of the aisle from you, sir, he also is weighing in on the reports that the president and his aides are looking for conflicts in the special counsel's investigation. Let's take a listen to him.
The president is clearly worried that Bob Mueller is going to be looking into allegations, for example, that the Russians may have laundered money through the Trump organization. That is really something, in my opinion, he needs to look at, because what concerns me the most is anything that could be held over the president's head that could influence U.S. policy. That would be among the most powerful form of compromise. He
is making specific claims here. Would you care to comment on those?
Not at all. I think that's pure speculation, and I think it's something that he should not be participating in at all. And I don't see the usefulness of that. You know, we all need to let Bob Mueller do his job, including the Democrats. Let him do his job. Let the facts lead us where they may.
But big picture here, sir, as you're aware, the new White House Communications Director, Anthony Scaramucci, even this morning saying that the president still is not convinced that Russian meddling is 100% true. Why do you think the president keeps downplaying this? Do you think the intelligence community's assessment that Russians interfered in the election is the truth?
Well, that's, you know, look, I'm not privy to the inside information that the administration is privy to. I will tell you, we all agree that Russia is not our friend, and we need to be concerned about this. We need to be concerned about their meddling into our politics, into our elections specifically. But at the same time, look, there's a lot of noise here, and there's a lot of people running around with their hair on fire saying, oh, my God, oh, my God. Well, listen, we have got to get to the real issues the American people elected us for. We need to stay focused, our eye on the ball here.
And Scaramucci and one of the president's personal attorneys there, Jay Sekulow, responding to the reports the president has been about his power, looking into how to pardon aides, family members, even himself potentially in connection with this probe. We heard their responses at the top of the hour, though they have contradicted one another on whether the subject has actually been broached. I'm curious what you think about all of this. I can see that you're saying that we need to get to the business of running the country, and you believe that much of this is a distraction. But with regard to the president pursuing the power of pardon, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, again, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. This is all speculation right now. Unfortunately, again, it's speculation that's keeping us off of our focus. Let's let Bob Mueller do his job. Let's have impartial assistance for Bob Mueller, not the Democrats who are supporting the other presidential candidate. That doesn't make any sense at all.
May I ask you this?
Obviously, we want an impartial jury here.
Understandably so, sir, but does it bother you that the president keeps bringing this up in his tweets? I mean, doesn't that add to the distraction and your ability to get the work done that you want to do?
Well, perhaps, but keep in mind that is part of what this president is about. I mean, obviously, as has been established long ago, he is a counterpuncher. He's not going to take these things lying down. He's going to fight back, and we get that. But again, we in Congress, we continue in the House to do our job, and we've got to do that because the American people elected us to do our work. They elected us to repeal and replace Obamacare. We need to do that. They elected us to have reasonable and rational tax reform. They elected us to address our infrastructure, to build our military back up. Those are the things we need to be concentrating on right now.
All right, Republican Congressman Buddy Carter of Georgia.